Welcome to this segment of Because You Asked. I'm Barry Nussbaum. The wall on the Mexican border was candidate Trump's most repeated campaign promise. He repeated it hundreds of times and phrased it in the following question and answer with each audience at rally after rally. Then candidate Trump would ask rhetorically, "What are we going to do on the Mexican border?" And the crowds would shout back, "Build a wall." And then he would ask, "And who's going to pay for it?" And the crowd would yell even louder, "Mexico!" You've asked, what is the latest news on that Mexican wall? Here are the answers. Well, first off, as you know, there's no wall yet, and no construction has started. Construction on the border wall is way more in the future than we thought it would be. But yet the border is more secure. The latest report to Congress is revealing what can only be called the Trump effect. Illegal immigration across the U.S.-Mexican border has continued to fall monthly under President Trump. It is down a whopping 67% through March. It's even greater in a drop from February, when 40% fewer illegals attempted to cross the border. So, why is this happening? Simply put, the welcome back to break into the American economy and country has been removed and has been replaced with a pledge from the President of the United States to now enforce immigration law. And that alone is causing this massive drop in illegal immigration and therefore the huge drop in apprehensions at our southern border. Customs and Border Protection agents apprehended fewer than 12,000 people who were illegally entering the United States from Mexico in March. Get this, making it the lowest monthly number in 17 years, according to Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly. The number of unaccompanied minors and family units who were taken into custody on land dropped sharply to 18,000 plus in February, the first full month of President Trump's administration, which Kelly said was a sign of decreased traffic of illegals at the border. Last month, Kelly said the unprecedented drop from 31,000 apprehensions in January reflects a reduced flow of illegal immigrants again and indicates Trump's policies and executive actions on immigration, calling for a new border wall and follow through on all immigration laws already on the books, are causing some to stop and think before they come. So let me be clear with the numbers. 31,500 in January, down to 18,000 in February, and then 12,500 in March. Wow. So how's the wall design coming? Will it be a wall, a fence, or something else? Well, last week was the deadline for companies to propose design for President Donald Trump's border wall with Mexico. U.S. Customs and Border Protection asked several of the bidders to build prototypes in San Diego. Now, the government won't identify companies until contracts are awarded around June 1st of this year. And even then, only the winners, but some bidders released plans on their own anyway. Solar panel idea from Gleason Partners of Las Vegas. They are proposing solar panels to cover sections of the wall. The panels would provide electricity for lighting, sensors, and patrol stations along the wall, and sales of electricity to utilities could actually, they say, cover the cost of construction in 20 years. According to the company, power could also be sold to Mexico for more income. I like the wall to be able to pay for itself, said managing partner Tom Gleason. That's a cool idea. How about this one? Tourist attraction. Crisis Resolution Security Services of Clarence, Illinois, proposes a wall that is 56 feet high, 22 feet wide at the top, with plenty of room to allow tourists to enjoy the desert views. The height, nearly twice what the government envisions, would deter climbers, and its width would give the structure longevity, says Chief Executive Officer Michael Harry. Here's one I don't like so much, the nuclear waste option. Clayton Industries of Pittsburgh proposes storing nuclear waste along the wall in trenches that are at least 100 feet deep at the base of the wall. Money already collected from the U.S. Department of Energy from people who benefit from nuclear power would therefore help pay for the wall because there would be storage there. Now, this bid includes an option for hardware to convert the nuclear waste to energy. That's going to be a tough one to get through. Now, artwork is also being proposed on both sides of the border. Concrete Contractors Interstate of San Diego has proposed a polished concrete wall augmented with stones and artifacts specific to the areas on the 2,000-mile border. Russ Baumgartner, CEO of the company, says the wall should be a piece of art. Customs and Border Protection Solicitation says the wall should be aesthetically pleasing from the U.S. side. And this gentleman, Mr. Baumgartner, wants to decorate both sides. Very creative. Ballistic Concrete Dark Plus Technologies of Scottsdale, Arizona proposes a concrete wall that can withstand tampering or attacks of any kind. Get this, you could fire a tank round at it and it will take the impact, says the company founder Dennis O'Leary. I'm not sure if that's quite necessary, but fiber sensors would be embedded in the concrete to immediately alert officials to any attempts to climb over or tunnel under the wall. And it would be coated with a slick coating that would prevent climbing over the wall. Well, number 3, with California about to become a sanctuary state and Texas going in the opposite direction, how will this affect the wall and border operations? Thankfully, border enforcement is under the jurisdiction of the federal government, specifically ICE. Regardless of California's state shenanigans, once the wall is in place, the federal government will shut down illegal entry at the border, much to the chagrin of the Democrat Party in California. In addition, funding cutoff for sanctuary cities is already starting to have an effect in the United States. As local budgets begin to go upside down due to the federal cuts, they're going into the red because they don't have the same amount of federal money coming. I predict there will be a profound difference in cooperation between local law enforcement and ICE throughout the country. Now, in the state of Texas, it'll soon be illegal for local officials to defy federal law. Governor Abbott in Texas is the complete polar opposite of Governor Jerry Brown in California. The government expects 4 to 10 bidders to be in the running to build the wall itself. The finalists must have worked on a border security system or a similar project in excess of $25 million in the last 5 years. The selected bidders will build prototypes of a border wall on a piece of federal land in San Diego at a cost ranging between $200,000 to $500,000. Can't wait to see it. Thanks for the great question. Please keep your questions coming to American Truth Project and on our social media at Facebook or Twitter. If we select your question, you get a special gift. You can also write to me directly by sending me an email to barry@americantruthproject.org and go to our website where you can sign up to be on our mailing list so you never miss an episode, and it's free. We're here to answer your urgent questions because you asked. I'm Barry Nussbaum.